Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back with another episode. You got Will flying solo again. My boy Steve is still trying to kick this little sickness, man. If you could, just throw some prayers up for Steve. As you can see, he's just up against it. I don't know if it's Ebola. I don't know what he's got going on, but he still hasn't got his voice back. He's still sounding a little raspy. So trying to keep it professional here and do things above board. So Steve is trying to get himself right. In the meantime, you guys got me, and I'm going to try to hold down the fort. Coming off this big win, we get right on after the football game. So it's not going to be super technical. There might be some emotions involved. So bear with me. Later on in the week, we get into the technical stuff. But a couple takeaways just immediately. Just some fun. Holly Campbell posted this after the game. I enjoy this. Just the Lions with the cowboy hat on. I feel like, we're America's team now. I didn't like that I seen Dak just walking around the stadium talking about the past, what he did last time he was here. Even though Dak had a day. If you get into some of the statistics, the player statistics, by no means did the Detroit Lions lock down the Dallas Cowboys. The offense had some success, but 30 points, Dak Prescott's 376 yards, one tutty. But we got some takeaways. Punch outs, interceptions. We did some good things, and we made plays when we needed to. So not locked down, but we took care of business. This Detroit Lions defense, we'll get into a little bit more. Jared Goff. I chose Jared Goff as my player of the game. Steve, I tip my hat to you. You chose Jahmyr Gibbs. Jared Goff, 25 or 34, 309 yards, no interceptions, and a tutty. Gibbs, 12 touches, 43 yards, 3 tutties. David Montgomery, 6 touches, 60 yards, 1 tutty. I said that rushing game had to be successful for us to take care of business, and it was successful when we needed it. It was by no means would I say that we just ran around and did whatever we wanted, but when we needed to run the ball, I feel like we ran the ball, and we ran the ball well. Passing game, J-Mo showed up and showed out in a big way. Listen, we paid this man in the offseason, and some people have been asking questions like, hey, did we do the right thing? Underpaid. J-Mo, he looked phenomenal. He looked like a superstar. Love to see it. 7 catches, 96 yards, averaging 13.7 a touch. But I felt like he got missed on a couple of go balls where this thing could have really been over 100 yards very easily. St. Brown's an absolute stud for gutting it out with the ankle injury. 6 catches, 92 yards. Gibbs, out of the backfield. I'm going to call these things long handoffs, and I gotta shout out my boy. He's the one I put that one in my pocket, man. These Deacon Duck passes out of the backfield that they give to Jahmyr Gibbs, that he turns into big plays and first downs and making guys miss. 7 receptions for 77 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had a night tonight. He had a night, and I'll tell you what, there was a Dallas Cowboy that did not have a night. And I got some breaking news that people need to hear, but just a couple little snippets. This thing got ugly. This thing got ugly. Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely just putting on the brakes. And had Deron Bland. He's lucky he didn't tear an ACL the way that Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely just embarrassed him on the field. Had a nasty stiff arm where he just treated him like a child, and then he pumped the brakes on a pass, and he just went flowing out of bounds. That's the highlight that you see there. I would post a film, but YouTube smacks our hands when we do that. But breaking news, that's something that people may not know. I just found out this fun fact about Deron Bland. Lie detector results are in. Jahmyr Gibbs is the father of Deron Bland. He just absolutely just treated him like a child today. He's going to be on lots of memes, lots of highlights, Sports Center, the whole shebang, Pat McAfee. He's going to be getting lots of publicity this week, and not in a good way. But in bad news, I did see this just before I hopped on. Safety Brian Branch was spotted in a boot and crutches after the game. So prayers up for you, Brian Branch. Hopefully that's just precautionary, and they're trying to make sure that you don't hurt yourself more while we get some tests going, and we get some ice and stim and we rest that thing up. So prayers up. It's not anything serious. But going through this list of things real quick, obviously Detroit Lions bring this thing home 44-30. Some of my takeaways are, man, the Detroit Lions just found a way to get stops, get takeaways, get sacks, and score every time they needed to, especially when the score got tightened down in the second half to 30-27. Detroit Lions get the ball. It seems like the Dallas Cowboys are starting to get some momentum going, and then we just marched down and punch one in. I thought that was kind of the difference maker in this football game. It was the turning point where I felt like the Detroit Lions really kind of took full control of this thing, and they said, hey, we're slamming the door. We're not letting you guys back in here. We found a way to march down and go score, even though that Dallas Cowboys defense, they weren't making it easy. They weren't making it easy. I felt like the Detroit Lions were just executing. They looked extremely locked in. And I said it in the pregame show. A lot of times, the Detroit Lions, when their back is up against the wall, they come back and they come back and get after. We're a tough, gritty football team, willing to do whatever it takes to get the victory. So, Thomas Harper went out with a concussion. Prayers up. I hope that you're doing okay and speedy recovery for you. But Avonte Maddox came in and it looked like an absolute upgrade. Thomas Harper has been somebody that I've been picking on a little bit on the show. I just feel like he's leaving a little bit to desired out there at that safety position. It's not terrible, but it was just a big time fall off to me from Kirby Joseph being out there. I thought Avonte Maddox was an upgrade. I liked the way he flew around. He was making tackles. He had some PBUs. He had a couple times where he broke on footballs and got this close to getting interceptions. I love how he played, and I hope that Thomas Harper comes back healthy, but I want to see Avonte Maddox either way. I love what he did today. Shout out Detroit kid, Detroit stand up, showing out for the city, man. Avonte Maddox, hats off to you. I already talked about Jahmyr Gibbs, phenomenal football games. The dude's a stud. I love these little dink and dunk plays to him out of the backfield. I feel like those are basically just run plays, and it gives him an opportunity to get the ball in space. Coach Campbell, I love what you're doing with those. Same thing with J-Mo. J-Mo got a couple deep and dunk balls. Just getting him in space and allowing him to be special, do what special players in space, man. A lot of times good things are going to happen. Those are two guys that can hit home runs. Jack Campbell, absolute dog. He was a guy defensively that I called for a defensive player of the game. I don't know with Al-Quadin Muhammad getting 3 sacks. I don't know, but hey, Jack Campbell was this close, and I'm gonna argue that maybe he had that sack and he got robbed a little bit for the sack safety. He had a punch out. He was right around a couple of punch outs and PBUs. He could have had more than one punch out. Dude was just all over the place. I don't know exactly how many tackles he had. I'd have to look it up real fast. Six tackles, 6 solo, 6 assisted is what I'm looking at right here. For Jack Campbell, and then 1 sack and 1 forced fumble. Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell, man, that's an all-pro. If he's not an all-pro, it's an absolute sin. TK85, Steve, I'm mad that you can't be on this episode, man, because TK85 showed up. We don't give out or predict a special teams player of the game, but TK85 was the special teams player of the game. He set us up with phenomenal field position all game. The dude was definitely real life impactful for this football game. TK85, man, so proud that you're a Detroit Lions and proud of your story. Just continue to do whatever you can do to help this team, whether it's practice squad, whether it's sit at home and watch because you got waived and then you get called back and you're just ready to go. TK85, way to be ready when your number has been called. Keep doing your thing. Another one, sneaky one, Miles Frazier. Miles Frazier. I can't wait to go back and watch every single snap that Miles Frazier had. This is a dude that was highly touted coming out of LSU. I have no idea why he slid in the draft, but I'm thankful that he did. There was a couple of plays where I really keyed in on him, and I know he had a couple of mistakes today, a couple of false starts. He's a rookie, hasn't got a lot of time to be out there. That stuff will get cleaned up. But there was a couple of times that I watched him work up to the second level. He looked athletic. He looked powerful. He looked polished. It's. I think we got something here. I think we got something here. I think we got something special. I'm looking forward to watching 71 grow. It's we could have a dog. And the thought of having Tate, Miles, right, Christian Mahogany, the future looks bright with Panay Sewell, and then I know Taylor Decker's getting a little bit older, but we got an NFL draft coming up. If we draft a tackle, or if we got options because Miles could potentially play tackle too. If we get another young lineman, we could have one of the younger offensive lines, and this thing could be good for a damn long time, man. So the how Miles Frazier looked today really excited me, and I cannot wait to go back and comb through this film. Al-Quadin Muhammad, I already mentioned it. I know Aiden Hutchinson helps him out a lot. Helps him out a lot. Aiden Hutchinson getting double teamed, triple teamed. A lot of these guys are getting one-on-one matchups. It is what it is. Dude's taking advantage of it. 3 sacks today. I love him at the point of attack, man. He is beating his guy. And then when he gets to the quarterback, quarterbacks do not have an easy time getting away from him. So Al-Quadin Muhammad, tip my hat to you. Phenomenal day. Keep doing your thing, man. Proud of what you did out there. Overall, man, defensively, when I go through and I look at it, man, we had lots of guys impacting the game. There was some things that we need to clean up. You guys know right after the football game, we don't really get into the things we need to clean up too much, but there was some penalties. There was some secondary mishaps that we got to clean up, and we'll talk about probably tomorrow or, sometime this week. But all in all, the dudes found a way to make plays at the right times, man. Interceptions, forced fumbles, guys were flying all over the field. I was pretty happy with what that defense was able to do with an offense that just I got nothing but respect for. Really good running back, 2 great receivers, even though I know CD went out with a concussion trying to make a circus catch. That was a crazy catch. It was right in front of us. But CD Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott. That offense has been humming. They did their thing today, but we did the whole bend don't break. We held them to a few field goals instead of letting them get touchdowns. We did what we needed to do to come out on top, man. I'm proud of that defense. You're not gonna go out and pitch shutouts in the NFL when you're not even allowed to put hands on guys. The offense is really playing with an advantage when they're out there. So defense, I still would like to see a little bit more pressure, right? But we did enough. We did enough. So all in all, man, I feel like this was exactly what we needed out of the Detroit Lions. We needed to see these guys bounce back. After the Thanksgiving game, I felt like we played well at all 3 facets of football, from special teams, defensively, offensively. We answered the call when we needed to answer the call, and that excites me. But I gotta really put this thing in perspective as I'm riding this high. We got to get ready for next week. We still have some things to clean up. I'm still not going to sit in here and say, hey, just because we beat the Dallas Cowboys, now all is well and now we're back to being Super Bowl contenders and all this. No, we need to continuously get better. We need to continuously compete, and we need to keep going 1-0 and try to, if the excuse me, Chicago Bears or Green Bay Packers slip on this last bit of the season, then maybe we can by a miracle overtake them, or we do it the hard way and we sneak in as a wild card team and we go on the road and we do it the hard way. Either way that it goes, we got to keep going 1-0. Proud of this victory that the Lions was able to gut out in a gritty, tough, gritty, ugly 15 round fashion, but we just gotta keep building on it, man. So hopefully my man Steve will be able to be back for episode tomorrow. We're trying to get him well, man. We're doing everything that we can. So all prayers will be appreciated for his health and well-being, and hopefully wifey doesn't catch that stuff that you're walking around with you big walking germ at the house. But yeah, just definitely praying for you, Steve, to get healthy, and hopefully him and I can be back with another episode. Drop it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about this absolute shellacking that we just gave the Dallas Cowboys, and how you're feeling about that game. We'll be back with another one.